Tonight, from Seattle, Washington, it's Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. It's the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Arizona Cardinals.
It is a sound like no other when they raise that 12th man flag here in Seattle. We just heard it, and that means it's time for football at CenturyLink Field. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Arizona Cardinals. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And they looked awfully good last week and came away with a 2-touchdown victory. They did have a few reasons for concern defensively, but all in all, they'll take a repeat here if they could get it.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Cardinals here, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
So out come the Cardinals now for their opening drive. Leading the charge is the UCF product who hails from right there in the Orlando area in Altamont Springs, Blake Bortles.
And you can see why he was the number 3 pick when he came out in the NFL draft. 6'5", sturdy guy, strong arm, led his UCF team to a big bowl victory over Baylor, and runs the ball way better than he's ever given credit for.
And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's Bortles. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd down.
Working from the gun, it's Bortles. He's got his man, it's Williams. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. Now a draw play with Blake. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature in the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Drake. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. Out to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Darrell Taylor in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
So here are the Seahawks now with a long field in front of them. They'll be led out by a 6-time Pro Bowler now in his 9th NFL season. It's Russell Wilson.
So this is where we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball, run it inside. Everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space.
Wilson, after the play fake to Carson, rolling to his right. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. That one good for 26 and a first down. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Play action. Now Wilson. He'll buy some time right. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
They'll roll him out right. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Clock running under a minute to go in a scoreless first quarter.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that. Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, to have that dagger play, to have that play and just finish them off right now, because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
He'll take a shot for the end zone. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. David Moore, his first touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks have taken a first quarter lead. The fly route works for the TD grab.
And you know what the receivers love to say? If we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did. All the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
And it's Bortles, the quarterback, slow to get up. Looks like he's going to need a moment or two. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. Running, it's Drake. And he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and it'll give him a fresh set of downs. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run with Drake. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
On 2nd and 12, Hundley finds the open target, Arnold. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, You can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. A Cardinal first down on a gain of 13. Well, Kenyon Drake last year versus Cleveland, absolutely unstoppable. Ran for 137 yards. Remember, 4 touchdowns in the Cards. DeAndre Hopkins, he's all alone. Touchdown, Cardinals. DeAndre Hopkins, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game. And a nice job by him to catch the slant and then navigate and break free.
And receivers love slant routes because it gets the ball in their hands so quickly and oftentimes on the move. And when they're on the move like that, then they get to use their best asset, which is usually their speed.
And their speed sometimes, like this instance, can take them into the end zone. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
Over 1st and 10. At their own 22-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down. Off the play fake, here's Wilson, sliding out of the pocket. And that will be incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. So good field position for the Cardinals as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. They'll start the drive with Drake. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Kenyon Drake in Week 16 last year against these Seahawks had a career day, 166 yards rushing, a couple of touchdowns as well, as the Cardinals won in Seattle 27-13. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Fitzgerald's got it right side. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The intended receiver there, Kenyon Drake. And that'll make it 3rd down.
It's 3rd down.
Shotgun down for Bortles. Forced out to his left. He can run for it, and he will. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Throwing is Bortles. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. To throw again on 2nd down. Bortles. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty, no question there.
You don't think they spent a couple of seconds mulling over what the penalty would do for them?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
And his kick is right through. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it winds up in a touchdown for Arizona.
Gonzalez to kick off for Arizona.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
At their own 26-yard line.
Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game.
And that's caught inside the 35. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line.
When teams practice their plays during the week.
And oh, it'll be intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. 13 seconds, the time remaining in the half as they come up on first down. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. The tackle made by K.J. Wright. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, guys, thanks very much. We'll get back with you shortly. But first, let's take a look at what's coming up this weekend around the NFL. Some good games to look forward to in the early window, especially the one in Baltimore. A big one coming up for the Ravens, as they'll have to do battle with the Tennessee Titans. In the late afternoon games, one to keep an eye on for sure will be in Minneapolis, where it'll be the Vikings taking on the Dallas Cowboys. And finally, on Sunday Night Football, they've got a good one lined up between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Las Vegas Raiders. In the game you've been watching, it was Blake Bortles with a strong first half throwing the football. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The Seahawks trailing, but they will have possession first here as we resume action in the third quarter. This one fielded at the 5. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Take over 1st and 10. At their own 26.
Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say you want to get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter. Rolling to his left. And he whips that one incomplete there. Tyler Lockett was the target there. And now it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Play action. It's Wilson rolling to his right. He's going to take off with it. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. They go play action with Wilson. He'll buy some time right. He may try and run for this. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
Good.
It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it's going to yield a new set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
With nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one good for 37 yards.
Well, they've got to remember that they're not going to get it all back on one drive. But that being said, they also had to come out here in the third quarter with a sense of urgency and playmaking ability, and they showed it on that last play.
That is caught at the 7. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a 1st. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
Defense.
And since the penalty occurred in the end zone, move the ball to the 1-yard line.
1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Costly penalty.
They go play action now. Wilson feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7.
And Russell Wilson gets sacked, and he tied for the most sacks in the NFL last season with 48 in total. But Seattle likes to throw the ball deep. So that means you're going to take more time to get the ball downfield. Sometimes the offensive line can't hold up, and he ends up hitting the deck on those plays.
And he can't corral it. Maybe a big missed opportunity there defensively in the end zone. And now 3rd down. Being chased out left. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawks touchdown. Carlos Hyde, his first touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. Well, he wasn't the guy they were initially going for, but after going through the progressions, it worked.
When you have plenty of people who can catch the football, you don't always have to go to your primary target, and sometimes that target is actually covered. Nice job coming off of that and getting it to someone who was open.
Well, the man out of the backfield gets in for the score.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the second half.
And their lead has evaporated in this 3rd quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10.
Here's Bortles to throw. Flush to his right. He's going to take off with it. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. Now he's hit, and Bortles fumbled. It's loose, and the Seahawks have picked it up, and they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. So many times tight games decided by one big play. And a lot of times, of course, it's the offense. Here, it's the defense coming up huge.
And you know head coaches walk around locker rooms, walk around bench areas saying, guys, somebody make a play. It's a cliche, but it applies here.
And he's able to put it through. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
Now, summarized it perfectly, partner. You've just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
fights forward for a couple with a penalty flag down. And the linemen, they're already walking back.
Offense.
So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Fitzgerald on the slant.
Powering his way. There goes Larry Fitzgerald. Touchdown, Cardinals. Larry Fitzgerald with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game. He's got it, and we're all tied at 21. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And the Cardinals cap it with a touchdown. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away.
Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
The ball carrier.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. Back now in Seattle, Washington. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. To throw is Wilson. And unable to connect on the long pass. He actually brings it in, but he was out of bounds, incomplete. Well, you won't hear any boos from this home crowd on that call.
No, not at all. And it's been a long day for this crowd waiting for this game. It's been a long evening as well. Finally, they feel they got a call.
And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there.
It's the Pro Bowler Chandler Jones who makes the tackle. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Off the play fake. Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
He lets it fly for Lockett. And that is caught. But how about that one? He wielded it one-handed for a touchdown. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the 4th quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. Now Myers for the extra point. And it's good. That makes it a 28-21 game. 5 plays there on that drive. And it all culminates with a Seattle score.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
25-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this 4th quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 28-yard line.
Bortles going to throw. They'll set up the screen to Drake.
Bortles pass.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Bortles now to throw. He can run for it, and he will.
And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. He gives it off to Carson. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Steps away to his left. He lets it fly for long. And this is caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. All the talk when Russell Wilson came into the league about his height, those big defensive linemen, can he get the ball over him? You get him outside the pocket like that, doesn't really matter.
No, it really doesn't, and you're exactly right. Many people dinged him for that and said, how's he going to see over NFL linemen? He never did. Right, and whatever level, he saw through them and found pockets and windows to throw the football. But as you noted, when he's outside the pocket and his vision is totally clear, oh, look out, because he's going to find someone downfield, as we just saw there.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead now up to 14.
21. Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this carries into the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
All eyes on the Cardinals now. Down on the scoreboard. 1:54 on the clock. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on 1st down. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
Escaping the pressure right. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as he'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Now Bortles. And this is going to be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
And able to find Kirk complete. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. That's complete right around the 8. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Again, they'll throw with Bortles. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. It's Quentin Dunbar with a pick. He's got daylight. He's at the 50, the 30, 10, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Touchdown, Seahawks.
So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. The extra point now coming from Myers. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns and 21 points. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6.
Myers to kick off for Seattle.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard.
Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. Now Bortles to try again after the pick 6. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw is Bortles. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their 2nd, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. On 3rd and long, it's Bortles. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop him with 13 seconds left to play. Bortles now on 1st down. That's complete to Edmonds, his running back.
Pass complete to Chase Edmonds.
They put up their goal at the beginning of the season, and that was to win 7 games, and now they've accomplished that mission.
And congratulations to them for achieving their goal. They have to finish the season strong, but you got to think that going forward for next year, they're going to jump that number up a little bit higher.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Seahawks here as we say so long from Seattle. scouting points are earned every week. Use all of your points because a portion of the remaining points will be lost when you advance the week. You have a big decision here to make about one of your players.